The Rothschild family has a profound influence in the financial field, and its development history spans several centuries, involving in many fields such as international finance, politics, and war, and has experienced a complex process from rising and thriving to facing challenges and changes. 1. Family origins and early accumulation. In the 18th century, Amschel Rothschild lived in Frankfurt, Germany. Unable to engage in land management due to racial restrictions, he went into the textile trade. But he soon found that trading gold coins and antiques was more profitable. He amassed a fortune through a front-runner strategy in which he borrowed money to buy gold coins for Prince William and then sold them to the prince, earning an 8% commission and profiting from the difference. He also won the job of Prince William's investment manager. Since then, he has been keenly aware of the potential of the banking industry, successfully transformed, and laid the foundation for the family financial empire. 2. London expansion and wealth growth. In the early 19th century, for the long-term development of the family, Amschel sent 4 sons to major European cities, and his third son Nathan came to London, England. At the time, Britain was a global superpower and London was the emerging global financial center. Nathan started his business journey with £20,000 from his father, and he took advantage of the booming London textile industry to integrate raw materials, dyeing and manufacturing links for various profits, and also dabbled in the smuggling of textiles and precious metals. With excellent abilities and extensive contacts, Nathan established himself in London and planned to build a new bank larger than his father's bank in Frankfurt. 3. War opportunities and the rise of financial empires. The 19th century saw frequent wars in Europe, with Britain participating in 6 wars. In 1814, the Duke of Wellington and Napoleon War, Nathan seized the opportunity to buy the East India Company worth £800,000 of gold and managed to send to the Duke of Wellington to solve the Duke's financial problems. The family bank is also famous. With the continuous war in Europe, the demand for war funds increased. The Rothschild family's bank network with unique advantages in foreign exchange trading and war financing to obtain huge profits. Currency speculation became its most profitable business. Nathan also became the world's richest man. 4. Family continuity and new challenges. After Nathan's death, James Rothschild took over the leadership of the family in Paris. In the early 19th century, when railroads were expanding rapidly in Europe, James financed many railroad enterprises and made large profits by collecting commissions and trading railroad bonds and stocks. However, in the 1840s, France fell into a debt crisis due to its defeat in the war, and the French Rothschild Bank was on the verge of collapse. Nathan's son Lionel arranges for a loan from the Bank of London to bail out his uncle's bank in the interest of family unity. At the same time, Lionel devoted himself to politics in order to eliminate prejudice against Jews and was successfully elected to the British House of Commons. 5. The rise of competitors and the expansion of the U.S. market. While the Rothschilds developed, the Morgan family quietly rose. After Junius Morgan took over the company in the 1860s, he took advantage of the Franco-Prussian War to raise funds for the French army, and the early repayment of the French loan after the war allowed him to make a fortune, and the Morgan family also took the opportunity to enter the upper echelons of government financing, becoming powerful competitors to the Rothschilds. At the end of the 19th century, the American economy was developing rapidly, and the Rothschilds initially paid little attention to the United States. But in 1893, when the United States economic panic, President Grover Cleveland to J.P. Morgan for help, J.P. Morgan and the Rothschild family cooperation through the issuance of government bonds to raise funds to buy gold. To help the United States government through the crisis, the Rothschild family also formally entered the American market. 6. The impact of the 2 world wars and post-war development. At the beginning of the 20th century, the intensification of contradictions between European powers led to the First World War, and members of the Rothschild family allied with the opposing sides for the first time. Although they benefited from war financing, their business scale was surpassed by the American banking dynasty. After World War I, the family was in disarray. Banking divisions were scattered, and anti-Semitic sentiment was high in Europe, and the Rothschilds faced increased scrutiny and hostility as Jewish bankers. The Second World War hit the family hard. Members were persecuted, assets were seized, and many were forced to flee Europe. After the war, N.M. Rothschild of London took on the responsibility of rebuilding the family, continuing to focus on government financing. 7. Modern change and diversified development. In the 1980s, the banking industry underwent great changes, and the Rothschild family had disagreements within the development strategy of the bank, while it was also involved in the financial scandal of Robert Maxwell, and its reputation was damaged. In the 21st century, the Rothschilds diversified their interests into investment banking, wealth and asset management, private equity, and philanthropy. While banking remains the core business, the family's influence has expanded into the wider financial services sector, and the family has always held fast to its legacy and demonstrated a long-term strategic vision while pursuing wealth.